Why don't you talk about the space that it takes up, Michelle?
Yeah. So when we hold on to anything that um, is, and we hear this phrase a lot, that's no longer serving us. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means that we are not in an energetic space any longer, or an emotional space any longer, a spiritual space any longer in our evolution, that is teaching us any more lessons. And so it doesn't mean that something is necessarily bad, but what it does mean is that its life has lived its course in your experience at this point in time. And
Yeah.
so we need to let those things go. In the context of forgiveness, when we hold on to things that are difficult, when we hold on to things that make us angry or sad, or that, here's one, that really give us an identity. And I say
Mm.
right
Right, like
because
mine was, I'm bipolar,
there you
right?
go. There you
Mhm.
go. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm a I'm a rape survivor. I'm a domestic abuse, victim or survivor or whatever. Not that there's not a platform or a way that you can use those things that you experience to help yourself in the future and or others.
Mhm.
However, when we hold on to those things, like you said, Jody, and hold them like a badge of honor,
Mhm.
and we become a victim to them, we are choosing not to forgive. We are choosing to keep space in our lives held by that negative situation or experience or emotion. And when
Mhm.
we do that, when you have a container, like I've got my container here, I fill it to the top,
Mhm.
right? And when it's full, guess what? Nothing else is going to be able to stay in there. We can't put anything else in there. So if we fill this with negativity and it's filled to the rim with negativity, guess what can't get in? Anything positive.
Anything else? Well,
Any
anything, not more negative, not more positive, not nothing.
right. But it's it's amazing to me also that
Mhm.
when we talk about what you think about or what you focus on, you attract, it it's true in every aspect. But when we're looking at it as far as forgiveness, when we hold on to things that we are being called to let go of and forgive, when we hold on to those things, we are only inviting more of those experiences to come into our lives. And vice versa, when we empty this out of negativity, when we let that go, we've just opened ourselves up to new, to new experiences, to new thoughts, to new programs, to new emotions. And it truly is holding, and here's something that is, it can be a difficult piece of forgiveness and letting go, is when we have used these things and we have created an identity around these things. When we decide that we are going to forgive and we are going to let those things go, it is like a death.
It
And
is an
that's
ego
why,
death.
yeah, it's an ego death. And so I don't want to, I don't want to allude to the fact that this is easy. Sometimes it can be, because sometimes you're so ready that as soon
Yes,
as
you
you actually forgive and let go, it just frees you up immediately. But sometimes it doesn't come that quickly. Sometimes it's a journey. Sometimes it's a process, because there's also healing that goes along with that. And so the forgiveness is a step, but first and foremost, it is your choice. And when you are choosing to hold on to it, you are also choosing to take up space that you could be giving to more positive things: love, peace, joy, happiness, wonderful, fulfilling relationships with another person, right? Connection to spirit. We also can squash or put a film over our connection to spirit when we're holding on to things and we're not forgiving. And sometimes we can blame God or source or the universe for
My
things.
mom did. Yeah, my mom blamed God.
A lot of people do. A lot of people do. And when we do that, my goodness, we're just putting it's like double duty, double whammy there, you know? We're not only being unforgiving and not seeing the big picture, but oh my goodness, we're blaming the energy and the lifeline to our soul. And why would we want to do that? Keep that lifeline open and clear and learn those lessons.
Well, yeah, and it's so, to me, it's so obvious, because God's made it obvious for me. But where each time I give something else up, or let's say Andrew gives something up, he floods us with something good, positive. He fills it with something positive. And it's so, I mean, it's so flipping obvious. Like, you'd have to be dead not to see it.
Yeah.
And actually, I think even the dead see it.
They see it a lot easier than we do, actually.
I know. I realized when I said it, I'm like, they see it more than we do.
Yeah.
So, it's 8:30. So let me go to quick commercial. But before I do, Chris says, right, ultimately choosing to feel love and joy as opposed to fear and anger. It is a huge choice, people. And the thing is, there's always a trade-off. So if you're choosing anger or holding a grudge, or you're choosing to be sad, you're also choosing not to have something other than that in your life, whatever that is for you. So, all right.